Hey guys, Valis here, and if you guys thought the audio quality on my last video was pretty bad, you're in for another surprise. I got a little bit drinky and stepped on my microphone, so it's gonna be pretty rough this whole time, but just bear with me until I get another one. And so the topic of the video today is just overall great places to scrap and farm. Now, you could just server hop, or you could just do anything with these places, but they're the best for springs, metal, wood, screws, weapons, and armor, just all around. And I'm going to try to get these coming out a little bit more regularly. I was a little bit busy this past few weeks, but I hope to actually get a regular upload schedule, especially with the DLC coming out for Wastelanders. I hope to, really crack into it and, get more people interested and, newer players coming back and even older players, because a lot of these places are a little bit not well known, or they are well known and just kind of new to me. And they just have really great places for low level players and high level players both. But without further ado, let's get into it. The first area I think is the best is the anime convention Fort Defiance. Now, this place is great for a lot of reasons, whether it be actual armor, weapons, ammo, anything, even Brotherhood of Steel clothes laying around. And what's also neat, if you find straitjackets, they actually sell for pretty well at the train stations that you could just farm up and keep selling back and make your daily amount of caps. This area is a little bit for higher players, but you should have no problem at earlier levels. This is one of the locations I actually start at, usually the first one when I start my scrapping run. And the reason is it's kind of bigger than the other locations, but this has honestly the most scrap inside if you stick to the areas. This place does have a major quest use for it, but that's lower down the line in the story mode. But even just coming here after all the quests are done, there are still, enemies, and honestly, it's different and randomized what you're going to find. Sometimes you can find ghouls, sometimes you can find just insects like rad roaches and ants, and sometimes you find scorched. It all depends. You should have no problem dispatching them, and it's just extra loot. But going around, there's 3 mess halls on the 3 or 4 different floors, and you could just get all that for steel. The pots give 3 or 4 steel each. Being over encumbered here doesn't matter too much. You're not going to be moving around because the building and the rooms, how it's set up, are all generally really close together, and you're never going to need to sprint or run for an extended period of time, even from the creatures that attack you. And I'll show you later, there's a great place. You could just scrap it all right there from workshop places. And that's what I was talking about too, with the asylum worker's hat and the outfit and uniform, along with the straitjacket. Selling those for actual caps at the train station, especially with hard bargain perk, they really, really cap out your cap amount or cap allowance per day. But absolutely go crazy in here. Grab everything you can. It's not going to matter. Steel, wood, everything. You can drop what you don't want later, but it's great for aluminum, plastic, and you can really use a lot of it that you don't think you'd use, like, oh, I have too much excess steel. No, that goes into bullets. Ballistic fiber for armor. Have and not need, need and not have. That's generally what I go by when I have scrapping in mind. You can always throw away excess shit you don't need, or you can sell it if you need to reach your cap amount. But you can always, always, always use more stuff. Just hoard everything. If I had to give some advice, hoard everything you can until you're proven you don't actually need that. Keep it coming. And if you're in the junk business, this place is booming. This is one of the major spots you should always hit. A lot of people will buy your aluminum, screws, and everything. And even right there, the chemistry bench, scrap everything you got. Look at that. Everything you can have, and that's just the start. That's one level. I've not even gotten to the other 2 or 3 or third level right now. That's just from the first, and just keep it going. You're never going to need to sprint in here. You're never going to need to do evasive anything from dealing with a few roaches or maybe a few ghouls. There's a small amount of ghouls that could spawn in here, but nothing that is overwhelming and you can't do. And there are a bit of interesting things hidden around here. You have to really check under areas. You might find bobbleheads and inconspicuous locations. Definitely check under tables, chairs, bathtubs, anything. In the little corners you can get to and walk across like that. You can get bits of plastic that you could use rat poison, surgical tray. I missed the surgical tray. I didn't even see it. That's why I said take your time and actually do it. Actually take the amount of effort it takes to scour the place from top and bottom. This next part is for the people that have completed the Brotherhood of Steel quest at Fort Defiance. You can take the elevator to the 4th floor and head into the Brotherhood of Steel headquarters. There's a lot of interesting lore. You can read about this. I believe Oxhorn goes over a video on Fort Defiance and the Brotherhood that I'll link in the description below if you want to listen to that too, if you ever thought about how the anime convention used to be ran by the Brotherhood of Steel. And actually coming into the main room, there is a static spawn for the plan of artillery for your campsite. Artillery works generally how it did in Fallout 4. It's an artillery piece. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then if you have the pick locking high enough, I believe it's level 3, or it's randomized from 2 to 3, you can get into the ammo storage area that has an assortment of fusion weapons, usually, weapons you'd see the Brotherhood of Steel, combat weapons, fusion weapons, stealth boys, mini nukes. It's a great place for mini nukes because one spawns there statically all the time on every server, unless it's looted. Coming into the next area is why I say always check your corners, because there is a level 3 lock safe behind the door. And as with most states, all the loot inside is randomized. You usually get ammo, weapons, some food maybe, but it's just random what you'd find. The higher the lock, the better. Coming into the mess hall, there is usually Nuka-Cola and a ton of plastic. If you need plastic, this is one of the greatest places to go. There's also another amazing place that I'll show you later in the video, but this place is really solid for plastic, especially set out on the dinner trays. Don't be afraid to just hoard and loot. Just spam that E key or A key or whatever game you're playing on, whatever console or computer. Just spam that key and take everything you can, because this place has an amazing area also for weapons and one or two static power armors that usually show up. Sometimes they're looted. I know I've had one standing there, and it has, the fusion core and everything in it. But it's honestly just luck of the draw on what you'd find in here. Make sure you check all the cabinets, check under the bed, check the metal boxes. You'll be coming here a few times for a daily to read Scribe Grant's terminal for the Scorch Beast daily. And just keep checking everything. There's an event that spawns here, like that one, Line in the Sand, where you can get a decent amount of bullions, or, the normal amount of bullions you could do for a thing. Check above things, because sometimes Bethesda likes to be cheeky and hide things there. Then you scrap everything, and this was just from the 3rd floor coming up here to scrap. And I made out pretty well. 22 lead, nuclear material, oil, plastic. Plastic is a huge one. That was just from basically those plates in the dinner hall, and everything worked out really well. The next and final location for this video, because it's starting to get on a little bit, is going to be My Hero Macadamia LARP RP area, and it's going to be Watauga High School. And if you thought the last place was great on plastic, sit your nipples down, because this place is the spot for plastic, or one of the top 3 spots. And you're going to see why in a second. And the Watauga High School is going to be, ta-da, in Watauga. And if no one's pissed off the Autobots outside, it's generally okay to go in at a lower level. But coming in here, you can have a wider range of what is spawned. Super mutants, robots, scorched, feral ghouls. It honestly all depends, and it's randomized. And sadly, a lot of the stuff was already looted in here, so someone got here before me. But you could also find technical documents inside some of these areas, like the desks, the little cabinets, and everything like that. And I tell you why this place is amazing for plastic, because the cafeteria, it was set out for Halloween before the bombs dropped, and it is set out with plastic plates, plastic forks, plastic knives, everything plastic. Just spam E on the table and you're not going to be sorry. You can get cloth, you can get metal, you can get ceramic. Just spam E or A or whatever console or computer you're on, and you're going to pick up a ton of stuff. Make sure you look on the ground too, because whatever you attack sometimes can, throw everything off the table in a shit fist, and it'll all be on the ground. So make sure to keep an eye out where you're walking and what you're walking into, because all the goodies are on the table and the floor. And not just outside in the mess hall or the cafeteria, you can also go into the kitchen and you'll find recipes. You'll find a ton more plastic ready to be set up on the floor, on the countertops. It's just a matter of actually finding the things that have gotten blown around from the attack and everything like that. You could find a bit of food too. Going into the art department, you'll find pens and pencils for lead and wood, and springs inside of it. You'll find lead inside the paint up top of the art room. But this location I would rank up there as top 3 Also, great areas to farm on top of Fort Uwu or Fort Defiance. But this video has honestly lasted a little bit longer than I thought. So if you guys would like to see a part 2, I have a ton more footage recorded. I have a ton more things to show you. This video could last up to 20 minutes with the amount of things I've, recorded and done in other locations to show you guys. If you guys want to see more, by all means, leave a like, put a comment. We want more. Just say you're a piece of shit and you should stop fucking recording, get a new mic. I know that. I'm working on it, both of the things, the mic and being a piece of shit. But I hope you guys genuinely enjoyed this. Like I said, I'm going to be uploading a little bit more frequently now that being busy is a bit over. You'd think with being quarantined, put inside, I would have more time. You'd be wrong, surprisingly. But I enjoy doing this. I like what I do, and I'm just going to keep it coming as long as you guys want to see. Actually, I don't care if you guys want to see. I'm going to keep uploading. But yeah, leave a like, leave a comment. It's been great, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.